Good morning, everybody. Been a while since I did a video. Figured I'd do a quick video. It's been, excuse me, that's not good right off the bat. I snot and coughing shit enough during these videos, don't I? It's pretty rude. But yeah, changes for change's sake. I don't know what we're gonna do, man. This is getting crazy. Quick announcement. October 18th at 8:30 in the morning, I was by her side when my mother passed. She was 77 years old. She had led a good life. She passed peacefully in her sleep. She was in no pain. And don't take it wrong, but I was the only family member there. And good reason I was the only one there. My brother and my 4 nephews were leaving to go pheasant hunting the next day after she was hospitalized. So they went pheasant hunting. They were gonna lose that. We're gonna lose the money deposit on the hunting lease. So I was there. Guess that's all that matters. We had moved her and Dad into an assisted living place about a month ago, and she seemed to be enjoying it. Okay, made friends, but she's with her COPD, upper respiratory problems. It was just a matter of time because drugs don't help nothing anymore. She's taking so many, right? And so, yeah, she had her one last fit last Tuesday night. I flew out, went and gave her a bon voyage. Wake and bake with you guys. Boy, this turn of seasons is getting me. You know, I hope this is playing because I ain't seeing it on my own dadgum phone. I don't know. Is anybody out there? If it is, put something in the comments because I don't even see it on my own channel. Yeah, I don't even see it on my own channel. Or is something else going on? I don't know. We'll find out. Because it was just a short one today. I come back with y'all. Show my mom a little love. Prayers for my dad. He's got Lewy body dementia, so he comes and goes with it. He's not sure sometimes, and then he's very sure other times. He knows his wife is dead, and then other times he's wondering when she's gonna get back. But I just wanted to do a quick video praising my mother. She's a great mom. I don't know what kind of wife she was. That's his job. That's their department. But she's a good mom. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my mom was one of those moms that can't pinpoint what she was good at. She could do everything just about. My mom was pretty cool. She's a little woman, barely reached 5 foot. She said she was 5.5 feet, but I doubt that. Everybody's pretty sure she was 4'11". but she was a go-getter. She was, when I was a kid, she enjoyed right along with the family, camping. She had her own motorcycles. She rode motorcycles. She could snow ski. She could water ski. She could hang with us. She could bowl, whatever. Mom was a good little athlete. and and I really got to know, most people we know, we've got an upside and a downside to them, right? My mom really wasn't no downsides. She could cook. She could do everything. I had an aunt laughing at me, and not in a mean way. I was like, yeah. I said, if I think about the skills I use in life today, I said I got most of them from my mother. Because my dad, I got to play sports. He taught me how to play sports, do all those things. I don't do that no more. He taught me to work on air conditioning, heating, taught me a lot of those things. I don't do that anymore. But my mom taught me how to cook and clean and sew and iron and do groceries. I mean, life skills. Shit that a lot of men out there, you guys are all alone, y'all are single, and you don't know how to do that stuff. And it can be frustrating when you don't. So yeah, I owe a lot to my mom. She, I think she's a big part of my temperament. That it's hard to get me upset. I care to just forgive and let it go pretty easy. But I miss her. I miss her. She was a sweet little old gal. Lots of lots of spunk. She collected baseball cards. She has about, I tried to start counting, and I have so many. I just started doing averages. She's got about 300,000 baseball cards. 10 boxes at her breaking full, and they're all in pristine condition. She, things like that after I left the house, I had no idea she did. She started in like 89 and saving baseball cards. She has a whole box of unopened. She bought them still in the package, still sealed and packed. She bought several of those, and she colored, like coloring books, but she colored with markers, colored markers, and she could color. Oh my God, my kids, they learned to color from my mom. They never color outside the lines. They would get in trouble. They color outside the lines. It was almost a mommy dearest, no metal hangers, right? No outside the lines. Oh my God. But she was a good mother. She loved to play board games. She had she had 6 grandkids, and so she had plenty of board games. I don't think I can't imagine one she didn't have. She had Yahtzee and Yahoo, and she had Scrabble, and she had, even as a little kid, Chutes and Ladders up to, what was that? Some kind of freaking, not Dungeons and Dragons, but a very complicated board game like that. So my mom was unique. She really was. My dad and her married. She was 16. He was 18. They started dating when he was 16 and she was 14. And they've been together ever since. Never been anybody else. Y'all think about that. Men, you were 16 years old and you met a 14-year-old girl. Within 2 years, you was married. And then within 9 months, you had your first kid. And then within a couple of months after that, you was moving them all to Big Spring, Texas. And then after my brother was born March of 65, we moved to Big Spring. And after he was born in March of 65, I come along in October of 66, And by 67, they were done with their kids, on with their lives. And my dad was 20 and my mom was 18 when I was born. And it's strange, kind of, because me and Kathy, I was 28 when we had Alex. I was 30 when we had Maddie. And the difference in, I guess, just mindset at that point. I don't know that I'd be having no kid at 18. I don't know about that. That'd be tough, especially back in the 60s. Well, now to think about it, it might not have been so hard in the 60s. It might have been easier. They lied to me. I don't know. But it's one of those deals that my friends, I've had a lot of friends, right, that their parents have passed. And most of them, they got out easy. Their parents just went with a heart attack, right, or a stroke, something just like that. They didn't have to go doctor's visits and work their years of medications and therapies and, tests. They didn't have to do all that. They didn't have to do any of that. We had a 4-year deal with my mom where she really, really started going downhill. And now my dad, he's been with his dementia for 3 years. And so, man, this is really giving me a chance to focus on what's important, family, God, stay in the narrow path. It's about your actions, not your words. I had a lot of good support. I had my aunts. I had 2 of my aunts there. I had several friends. They came and gave me a lot of support. But not since high school had I stayed awake for almost 72 hours without any sleep. Hit a couple of cat naps, but I was there by her side till the end, and that's what I'd always promised. And I was there. I think my mom left me one last gift at the end of her life. And you guys aren't gonna believe this, but this is what happened Friday morning, October 18th. I'd been up with her all night. The nurses came in a little bit before 6, and they came in and turned her a little bit. They evaluated her, and they both gave me the solemn, yeah, it won't be long. And I know. And they got up and left and said, holler if you need anything. So I will. Within about a minute or two of them walking out, I was, rubbing her arm, and all of a sudden, she took a big old breath, and she just started turning gray. Okay, she passed. I checked her jaw, it was rigid. Checked all of her vitals, nothing. So I had a little prayer with her, and a little cry, and I got up and went and got the nurse. And we were at one end of the hall, nurses' stations, all at the other end of the hall. Pretty good walk. I'm not running. I walked down there and told Gary, I said, Gary, it's time. And he said, okay, all right. Sorry for your loss. It's okay. He says, let me get my stuff and I'll be right down. He comes down and took his stethoscope, checked her heart, checked her breathing. He tells me, I'm sorry for passing. Thank you. They said, we'll call hospice and what funeral home do you want to use? We stood there and talked about all this. They said, okay, we'll go get it done. And they left. And I went over and grabbed my styrofoam cup, went back all the way down the hall to get a cup of ice water. Got me a cup of ice water. I came back in, walked towards her bed, and she went, She started breathing again. All of her color came back. Her jaw was loose. I was just like, what's going on here? And I went back down to the nurse's station. I got Gary. I said, Gary, you're going to have to come see something. And Gary says, what? I said, just come on. And we're walking. He's like, what? I said, you'll see. You'll see. I think you're going to be pretty interested in this. He walks in. She's laying there, breathing. He's like, she was dead. I agree. 100%. I agree. The other nurse walked in behind him, and she's like, what? She was, and he goes, I know. You saw her too. She was dead. And they're like, oh, shit. I said, we'll call hospice and the funeral home and told them to hold on. And they called and told them, hold on. And she hung in there for 2.5 more hours. She didn't pass till 8:30. I had I'd sent a text, a mass text out to family at 6:05 that she passed. And she was, guys, this is amazing. She was gone. Me and the nurses estimated at least 15 minutes. 15 minutes. She was without her heart rate. Heart wasn't beating. She was not breathing. And 15 minutes later, exactly when I walked back in the room, she came back to life for a little bit. And I think she did that to give me one last medical story, because she loves my stories. When I tell her things, travels of the road, things I've seen, places I've been. She loves my stories. And so I'm just going to take it as a fact that she gave me that as one last great medical story, because I was the only one there, and the only witnesses were other medical professionals. And so can be debunked. It was charted in the chart. You can go back and see it. Nurse went down and charted. Patient passed 6:05, and then they had to go change it. Oh shit! I said, "Y'all gonna take that out?" No, they said we'll do a half/slash line through it, and then we'll put the other one. And I said, "Y'all gonna get a call on that?" They said, "Oh yeah, medical records will call and go, hey, what's this?" And they'll say, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. And I got to wait on my brother. He got home last night, and I went to the funeral home afterwards. And he told me he had everything set up. All that was ready to go. Just got to notify him, and somebody signed papers. He didn't tell me this. This is what he said. After the fact, after I did it all, after I'd made all the arrangements, he texts me and says, what the hell are you doing? I had all that set up. And I said, the fuck you did? Nothing set up. That guy didn't even know I was coming. I said, you didn't talk to them. You hadn't set up nothing. I'm here taking care of it, so piss off. My brother has never been my best friend, that's for sure. And that was by his choice. And this little episode here between me and friends and family, he made a huge family faux pas, huge family mistake. He literally chose to go hunting over coming back. He wasn't even to his destination yet when he got the phone call. And he said, no, I'm going to go finish my hunting trip, my 6-day hunting trip. And I got the phone call, and I got on the computer and got me the first flight out. I got the call at 9:00 at night, and I had the first flight out at 5:20 in the morning. And I went and I stayed. And he didn't. He chose not to. and he sent me a series of texts that that I'm saving for the right time to just ask him, why are you saying this stuff to me? I was here taking care of our mother, and you were off hunting, drinking beer, having a good time. But, he told me when he called me after he got his call, I'd already got my call, and he says, hey, I'm on my way to Kansas. I'm not changing my plans. She'll be there when we get back. He says, I know you had plans too. He says, don't change your life. Don't cancel everything because of this. She'll be there when you get back. That's what he told me. And I was like, dude, I'm going. I'm going. I'm canceling my plans. I'm going. We had an Airbnb set up. We had another hotel set up. We'd already spent over $2,000 on this trip, and just let go. And then I had to spend $1,500 on rental car and airline tickets, but I just let it go. It doesn't matter. I gotta go see my mom. And he says he was not going to forego his hunting lease payment, whatever it was. He ain't gonna do it. And I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me, what's the number where you say, sorry, Mom, I can't afford to lose this much money. I'll come see you at the funeral home. And since it was a weekend, she's in the refrigerator. So if he goes up there and sees her today, he'll see her in the fridge, right? And I guess that was good enough for him. Whatever. But we are different people for sure. So he says when he gets back this week, he's going to make arrangements for a memorial service for her. We're having her cremated. And he'll set up a time. Everybody asks me, when are we doing something? When are we doing something? I said, look, it's going to be on Dean's time frame. Dean will set it up when Dean has time to do it. We just wait until he's free, and he'll take care of it at some point. I don't know when, but at some point he'll do it. I certainly hope this is coming through. I hope my audio is working and stuff, because it's weird on my YouTube channel. I'm not finding my own. I'm not finding my own stuff. But yeah, that's all. I just want to do a short video. Pretty tough week. You know, I loved my mom. She and I were close. We were very close, and it was nice to hear. A lot of people came to me and told me that. They said, "Boy, your mom really, she really loved you. She thought you were special." That really feels good, because she and my dad, they weren't people to say that kind of stuff. When you say goodnight, they say I love you. When you say goodbye, they say I love you. Our family always told each other we loved them. But outside of that, there wasn't really any kudos. There wasn't any really positivity. Person to person. This is how I feel about you, Dot. But that's okay. I mean, I always knew she did. But it's good to hear other people. She was out there bragging about me and not bitching, because she could have been bitching. That would have been easy. But we, for those of us who had both our parents our whole life, had a good, stable family, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be raised by good, moral Christian people. You see so many people, the situations they're born into, they don't get to pick them. And unfortunately, a lot of people get born into families that it's just not their priorities, right? Christ and morals, however you want to say it. It's just not their deal. But I was lucky. I had good parents that that taught me right. They didn't want me going out there in this terrible world without some idea of what's going on. You know what I mean? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, I do have audio. Sorry, that was weird. It hadn't come up on my channel. But guys, get prepared. Get prepared. It's coming. They're gonna do something crazy. You know, this theme today of changes. I got big changes in my life happening. Boy, there's fixing to be worldly changes, I believe. It's just fascinating how the how the left is finally starting to show their true colors, how freaking radical and psychotic they are, how they've been indoctrinated into that socialism all through the education system. And it's funny to watch these college campus debates of Charlie Kirk and these people. Some of these kids just stupid. They're just stupid. They've taken that propaganda and it's now gospel. And you can't convince them otherwise. Their professor is a PhD. He taught me this. What do you know? Did you get a degree? I don't think so. But there's now a lot of people out there saying, hey, that college education is for dumb people. It's for people who want to find a job that they can sit behind a computer screen and just redundance every day. No outside the box thinking, no creativity, none of that. Just this simple task. Just like Rockefeller said, we do not need a company of intellects. We need workers. We'll do the intellecting for you. You do the labor. But here we go, guys. It's going to be a big turning. This is the fourth turning. That's where we're at. Some of the new hemp stuff. They come in these cool little glass vials. Got a little cork top. I don't have to smoke it all. Put it back in. I've totally switched over to hemp. I haven't bought any street stuff in at least 6 months. Yeah, it's not worth the risk anymore. I don't have to do drug tests, so I don't mind. But the illegality of the street stuff was just not worth it anymore. It was not worth it. You never know when that guy's going to get busted. And he turns me into. Because I was a regular customer. If they were tracing his phone calls or his phone, he'd be showing up to my house once every week. I'd be like, hey, man, he comes over and walks my dogs. I don't know what you say. But I'm out of that now. It ain't going to happen no more. But wanted to do a quick video. Hadn't done one in a few weeks. Been busy with mom. And that's a blessing that she's gone. She's not in pain anymore. I knew she was going to go when she called me at like 2:00 Sunday night. Said she couldn't breathe. I can't breathe. I said, okay, hold on. Have you called the nurses down? Yeah, they're here. I said, okay. I said, what do you need from me? She says, tell me what to do. I said, okay. I said, we're at that place, huh? She says, yes. What do I need to do? I said, you want plan A or B? And she said, I don't know. You got to tell me. And I said, well, do what the nurses tell you right now. And I'm coming next week. I'd already planned to come like Thursday. And I said, I'll be there next week. You hang on, I'll be there. And she says, okay, I will. I'll do my best. And she hung up. And then it was Monday night. I got the call that she'd been taken up to the hospital and intubated. Well, here's the bad thing. My brother is the power of attorney, medical power of attorney. Well, a year ago, when we went to the lawyer with my parents and signed a power of attorney papers for financial and for medical, me and Dean were both on there. Okay. Well, this goes down. Dean's not there. The nurse calls Dean and says they want to intubate her. And he says, oh, okay, well, why? They said, because she wants to. She can't breathe. And he says, oh, whatever. I mean, okay. And oh my God, that ended up lasting her, making her hang on for 4 more days. And I say that because if I'd been there, I'd have been like, no, let's bag her. If she can't take that, then we'll put 100% rebreather on her. And if that's not good enough, our last step, the last thing we're going to do, we're not going to tube her. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to put what's called an LMA in her. It's a laryngeal sealing airway that doesn't go down your throat. It just goes in the back of your throat, seals off, and it breathes for you. It's not an ET tube. It doesn't go down. And I wasn't there. So she was intubated. And when I got there Tuesday, I announced as soon as I got there, we're extubating her today. She's not going to stay on the ventilator. She's being extubated today. And the nurse was like, well, we were planning on waiting until tomorrow, see if we can wean her off. She's on 80% mix right now. And we don't like to take them off until they're at about 30. And I was like, yeah, no, that's we're not doing that. She did not want to be on a ventilator. She did not want to be in this ICU with all these lines in her. She did not want this. And they're like, okay, we'll extubate her. That's all we want. So they extubated her, and we took her down to a room, and she lasted 4 more days. And at no point, she didn't open her eyes. She didn't squeeze anybody's hands. She'd been gone since Monday night, but my brother wasn't there to say no, don't tube her. And he didn't put me as co. I don't know how he got that changed. He probably did on financials too. I already know he's going to try and screw me out of anything I had coming. Because that's the way my brother is. He's going to claim superiority because he lives in the same town. He's going to say, I was there for him. I was the one here. And when he was there, he said, it's true, he was there. And every time he was there, he exacerbated the problem. All the caregivers told me every time he came over, he'd get in an argument with them and fuss and fight with them. My aunt told me the same thing. You know, my cousin told me the same thing, that every time they were there and he came over, he started in on them about some shit. And they got all mad at each other. And I think that's the way he left them. I think the last interaction he had with my mom was an argument. And then I think the last coherent interaction he had with my dad was an argument. Which for me, with my dad, his last coherent was us holding hands and walking out and talking about the way it's going to go, what to expect going forward. And we cried, and he hugged me and said he was glad I was there for him. He trusted me, take care of his medical. He said, you do whatever you think's best for me. I says, I don't know any of this. I said, of course I will. Same with my mom. And my brother, he's a different animal. I can't wait to hear what he has to say today. I don't know how I'm going to react to him. If he even calls me. My birthday was October 12th. And He has never called me on my birthday, ever. I call him on every birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Always call. He never calls me. And so this year he called me on Sunday. Hey, 58 years old, huh? I was like, yeah, yesterday. He goes, yeah, I know, missed you. She told me because, when a kid's birthday's coming up, oh, yeah, his birthday. And so your wife had to remind you, type of deal. I'm like, okay, appreciate it. Thanks. That was it. He just, okay, let's go, boom. And no small talk. No one talk about nothing. He never has. I can only wish I'd have had a little bit better brother. But it's one of those deals where people go, hey, how are you and your brother? Kind of lukewarm. We never really were close, even as kids. He was older, so he always, wanted me at arm's length. He didn't ever want me around. And that didn't change as we grew up. Just, okay, whatever it is. I was always open and willing. Like I said, I'd call him on his birthday. I'd call him, try and set something up. I'm coming to town, want to get together, do a barbecue. And the answer was always, we can't this weekend. Maybe next week or two. No, I'm coming now. This is when I'm coming. Yeah, sorry. I'm busy. Never once ever visited me anywhere I ever lived. Ever. Did not matter. Even when we lived in the same town, he was never at my house. Unless he was like dropping off his kids. And then, it was just a drop off. It's weird that way. We're different people big time. And I was glad. I was really glad. Had some good moments, had some good prayer time with her. I did my best to follow the narrow path and what God said. I took it to heart, and I did fasting and prayer through the whole thing. I fasted for 4 days and felt good the whole time through it all. Got me through. I could, I've never stayed up that long in my life. I've never fasted that long in my life. And I got through it fine. I felt good the whole time. It was really a blessing. God was taking care of me through the whole thing. He kept me together. Everybody kept on, yeah, you want to take a break and go get something to eat? We'll go get you something. No, I'm not hungry. I'm fine. And everybody's like, well, you hadn't eaten. I'm fine. This is what I interpret the Bible wants me to do. Is during these times, fasting, prayer, and supplication. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And so, I stuck to it as good as I could. And the last few years, I've just been trying to identify every little thing that can keep you on the narrow path. And it's little things from, lying to your wife about taking the trash out, to store clerks saying, no, we don't have any of those. And then you ask someone else and they go get you one. And you're like, why would they lie? Why do you have to lie to me? Just say I don't know. And then maybe go look. But too many people just ignore and say no. And that's the end of it. And you're like, wait a minute, but I know better. Why would you lie to me? I don't know, where was I? I was at a restaurant and I'd asked for something. And the girl said, yeah, we're out of those. We don't have any of those. And other girl goes, yeah, they just threw in the new one. And I said, well, why'd you lie to me if you didn't know? Why don't you just say, I don't know? And the girl looked at her friend and went, he's not wrong. And she's like, well, I don't know why I did that. I said, well, it's hard for people to just say they don't know. Everybody feels like they have to have an answer one way or the other. And instead of just being honest and saying, I don't know. There's no shame in that. Because if you say, I don't know, then you have an opportunity to know and know it right. Instead of saying, yes, I know, and you really don't, and you screw it up. Or saying, no, there's none of those here, and there's a whole box of them. You didn't even look. I'm rambling now, but if you get the opportunity, I suggest, even if you have an estranged relationship with your parents, the Bible says honor your father and your mother. And I would hope that your conscience and your heart would lead you to do the right thing. I I never thought for 1 second to not be there. Just didn't think that was an option, no matter what I was doing. If we'd been halfway to my daughter's house, we would have turned and headed to her, and my daughter probably would have headed to her too. Okay, so that's that. Everybody, be prepared for changes. Good discernment, good vibrations. Love y'all. Bye.